Hello students. So today once again this video on poetic devices. This time we are taking class 11th poems. One video I have already made, that is in general about poetic devices. 11 poetic devices are discussed over here. If you haven't seen that video, please go and watch that video. You will understand more about poetic devices. Now same poetic devices, how these poetic devices are used in our 11th class poetry. Okay, so this time there are only 4 poems. So we are starting with the first poem. First poem is a photograph. So we will see here what poetic devices are used. Basically we can say here 3 main poetic devices are used in this poem. Okay, first is personification. Okay, we will see now here personification is used. First of all, the first line, the cardboard shows me. Okay, cardboard shows me. Shows me means that as if this is some person over here, because otherwise cardboard is non-living thing. It cannot talk, it cannot show, it cannot maybe do anything. But here this first line says the cardboard shows me. It means cardboard is personified. Okay, otherwise cardboard cannot show anything, so it means cardboard is taken as a person. Then only the poet says it shows me. So here we can say this is personification. Okay, now we come to the same para, second last line, and the sea which appears to have changed less. Sea which appears, actually sea is not human being. Okay, but even then the line says that sea shows itself that it is not that much changed over time. Okay, because only change comes in the human beings only, but here poet says that sea is also not changed. So it means sea is taken as a, we can say, as a human being, as a person. Okay, then only we can talk about whether it is going to change or not. So it means, and the sea which, so which also shows that sea is actually personified. Here only it is taken as person. Then we come to the last line. Okay, it's silence silences. Now first of all, it is used for what? Death. Okay, death itself, poet says that itself is so silent that I don't feel like now saying anything about death of my mother. Okay, so it's silence silences. Whose silence? Death's silence. But death cannot be silent, death cannot be vocal. It means it's or death is taken as person. Now children, what you are to remember and how you are to see what poetic device you are to mention. Okay, and in which line. Suppose you get these last 4 lines, okay, as RTC. Okay, your one of the question can be that what is the poetic device used here. Okay, last 4 lines, what is the poetic device used here. So it means you will be writing last line, it's silence silences, and then you will be writing that in this line personification is used. Okay, this is how you are to talk about these poetic devices. Okay, in the same way, first paragraph, last 2 lines if you get, then the question can be, okay, mark the poetic device and the line, then you will be choosing and the sea which, and then you will be writing this is personification. Okay, this way you get the questions of poetic devices. Now we come to next poetic device which is used here. It is alliteration. Okay, alliteration is used. You come to 5th line. Okay, all 3 stood still to smile. Stood S, still S, smile S. Okay, do you remember what is? Okay, if you do not remember, watch my that video again where we have discussed 11 poetic devices. Okay, you will revise it. So here this is alliteration because sound is repeated. Then in the same paragraph, last line was there, terribly transient. T is repeated, T sound is repeated. So this is again alliteration. Okay, now there is one more poetic device used here that is oxymoron. Okay, where is oxymoron? Oxymoron, what is oxymoron? Oxymoron is when we can say oxymoron is when two opposite things are used together. Okay, two opposite things are used together to give a new meaning. Okay, and here where is oxymoron? Second paragraph, last line, with the labored ease. Labored ease. These two are actually two different words, opposite word we can say. Labor means very hard work. Ease means no hard work, very easy. So these two words are opposite words, but here these two words are used together to give a very philosophical meaning. So here we can say, suppose you get if these lines and your question is, okay, find out the poetic device over here, then you will be saying this is the poetic device, oxymoron is the poetic device, and the line is last line. Okay, so basically 3 poetic devices are used, and this is how I think you should prepare now. Start preparing, because naturally this is the September month, means your exam month. Okay, now we come to our next poem, that is Laburnum Top. Okay, so this is also rich with, we can say, poetic devices. So let's start. First of all, simile over here. Okay, in this Laburnum Top, simile is used. Okay, again I'm reminding you, go back to that video only, so that you revise all the poetic devices. What is simile? Now you may say, what is simile? Okay, so you go back to that, because I don't want to repeat here, otherwise I won't be able to complete this. So now here simile is used. Now where is simile used? Simile is used here, 5th line, sleek as a lizard. As word is used, so it means this is simile. Okay, then there is metaphor also. Okay, second is there is metaphor also, and metaphor is, it is the engine of her life. Okay, second paragraph, third last line, it is the engine of her life. It's not like written sorry, it is like, no, it is not like, it is. So like and as word is not used, but even then this is compared. Okay, it means the mother bird is compared to the engine so that's why it says it is the engine of her life. This shows this is metaphor. Then again, a machine starts up. Okay, so here machine is we can say second para, 4th line, a machine starts up. This is also metaphor, because the nest or the babies in the nest, okay, they are compared to machine, because when the mother bird comes, they start fluttering, they start, because lot of noise is there, excitement is there, so as if some machine has started and noise is coming. So it means this is again metaphor. Now this is having, we can say, many examples of alliteration. Alliteration means repetition of sound. Okay, now first alliteration, second line, September sunlight. S sound is repeated, so it means this is alliteration. Okay, then sadness, startlement. Okay, 5th line, suddenness, startlement. Okay, so suddenness, S, startlement, S. So again S sound is repeated. Okay, then 7th last line. Okay, come to 7th last line. The word is tree trembles. T trembles. T is repeated. Sound of T is repeated. Okay, so this is again alliteration. Then third last line. Third last line is whistle, chirrup, whispering. So whistle and whispering. This sound is repeated. Okay, so all these are examples of alliteration. Then there is personification also. Okay, personification also. First of all, laburnum top is silent. Okay, first line, laburnum top is silent. How can a tree be silent? How can a tree be noisy? But if the poet is saying laburnum top is silent, it means this is personification. Laburnum is taken as a human being. Okay, so this is personification. Then again we come back again to 7th last line. Okay, 7th last line was alliteration also, and here seventh last line, when we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, seventh last line, the whole tree trembles and thrills. This way you can count from here. Okay, so tree trembles. Who trembles actually? Human beings only tremble with fear or with cold or with something else. Okay, but tree trembles. It means tree is here taken as again human being. So tree trembles can be allutation also. Tree trembles can be then personification also. Okay, then last line, laburnum subsides to empty. Okay, laburnum subsides. Subsides means it comes back to that, we can say, situation where earlier it was calm and quiet and empty, no bird was there. Okay, now when the mother bird is gone, again the laburnum comes back to that state. Okay, so laburnum subsides. So only human being can come back to their previous state, not trees. But if tree is taken here like this, it means again this is personification. Okay, then one last is left. Transferred epithet is also used over here. Transferred epithet. Okay, you can go to that video to know the meaning of transferred epithet. Now actually here, in what way we can say transferred epithet? Actually here the barred word is used. Okay, barred face is used. You remember? Actually, in what way this is transferred epithet? Actually, flowers of laburnum are barred. Okay, the flowers of laburnum are barred, but here this bird is placed before the bird's face. Okay, so this word is placed before the bird's face. This way we can say this is transferred epithet. Okay, so this way we can say in this poem you have simile, you have alliteration, you have metaphor. Okay, then you have personification, and lastly you have transferred epithet also. So I think in this video, these two poems. In the next video I will be discussing next two poems, because this time you have 4 poems only. But I would advise, before you watch this video, or maybe at least after watching this video, first you go back to that video where I have discussed 11 poetic devices, because there I have elaborated, okay, all these poetic devices. If you understand those poetic devices, you remember the meaning of each and every poetic device, then very easily you will get answer from here also. So these poetic devices are very important, because now in 11th also you will be getting RTC from chapters also. So there also sometime figure of speech is asked. Okay, I hope you have understood these two poems, and I hope very sincerely you will be watching now those videos. Okay, that especially that video, okay, poetic devices videos, and then here this video and next video which I will be posting maybe next day. Okay, tomorrow only I will be posting. Thank you.